Gabe Montoya, who do you think is going to win the Canelo Triple G fight?
I've got Triple G in somewhere between 8 and 10 rounds. If you look at Canelo's opponents, they're older guys or they're guys with no punch. He hasn't, besides, Chavez Jr. was a guy that came down in weight, and making the weight was a victory for him. And I never thought Chavez Jr. was very good to begin with. I'm not saying that Canelo is a fraud, but it's like, why are you not facing punchers? I think he's gotten better over the years. The upper body mobility is good. I think technically he's a very good fighter, but I don't know if he's got power at middleweight. A lot of people have clamored for this fight, and I kept saying, I know he's got the lineal title from Cotto, but he really has no track record at 160. And he's fought around the weight. He's fought at 155, kind of Canelo weight, if you will. But he hasn't been a full-fledged 160 and beaten somebody that I go, Triple G might struggle with that guy. Whereas you look at Triple G and he hasn't had that marquee win. I think the Jacobs fight is probably his best win at middleweight, his toughest opponent and most versatile. And keeping that in mind, I think Canelo will be a breath of fresh air for Triple G, who looked a little bit, every bit of his 35 years and had a tough opponent in front of him, a guy that was bigger, could switch hit, had probably faster twitch muscles and had power to boot, against a guy like Canelo who's got kind of cement feet and isn't exactly like a puzzle. I think Triple G is going to be happy. We're going to see his body punching return. I think the battle of the jabs, I think the guy with more power is Triple G, and we're going to see an even fight early on, but the power take over, and I think he stops him. I've been a follower of Triple G since his amateur days. I think the power is very real, and I think his ring IQ is underrated.
Yeah, that's what makes this such a good fight. It's kind of a pick'em. I have Canelo.
Right on.
Unanimous decision all day.
You think youth will be served?
I think it's experience in big fights. Having all that experience, he's been fighting the better caliber of opposition, I feel, over the last many years.
That's a good point.
I think politically give him the win over Triple G.
No, those are two excellent points, and he has been at this level before. He's fought Mayweather. It doesn't get, the scrutiny doesn't get any bigger than that in terms of the media attention and all the obligations. He's done this before, whereas Triple G, this is his first time. So we need the Jacobs fight, but I don't think the scrutiny was nowhere near what this is going to be. So big fight experience. Maybe it all adds up, and they're taking the fight at the right time for Canelo, and he pulls it through. I think in some ways that's better for boxing, right? That the younger guy wins.
Yeah, and I don't think it hurts Triple G if he loses in a decision to Canelo. Triple G always comes out to fight. There'll be many people who'll say he won the fight.
Yeah.
I don't think he loses in either instance, unless he gets KO'd. That's how he loses.
Yeah, if he gets beaten up and KO'd, then he's got troubles. But yeah, if it's a close, tough fight, they've really done a great job, K2 and Tom Loeffler, of building that guy's brand, building his fan base, bringing him out to SoCal to fight, and Mexicans love a guy that will just get in there and fight, and that's SoCal, that's their territory, and so I think they've done a really nice job with him, and really making him a world champion. Where they early on were taking him to Monte Carlo and then bringing him back here, keeping him active. I think that's been great for him, and another thing is that Triple G hasn't been as active. He's only fighting 2 times a year now. And I think that kind of affected him heading into the Danny Jacobs fight. He got out of rhythm. So, I think Canelo has a good chance. I'm a believer in power, and I always lean towards the power puncher.